In podcast episode 77, we welcomed Hedvig Niels, a physiotherapist specializing in pelvic health. She's a professor at the University of Antwerp, a book author, and founder of the Pelvic Floor online platform. Her mission is to make pelvic health accessible, break taboos, and educate both the public and professionals. Her work also includes helping athletes manage issues like saddle pain. Hedvig created the Pelvic Floor platform to address how pelvic health remains taboo and how existing resources were too medical for the average person. She wanted a visually appealing and user-friendly resource to encourage proactive awareness, not just post-diagnosis care. This approach also shaped the design of her book. We talked about the common misconceptions, especially among physios, such as the belief that pelvic floor therapy is just Kegel exercises. Hedvig stressed that it's much more. It includes education, lifestyle, awareness, and empowering people to understand their bodies. She also emphasized that not all issues can be solved with exercises. Conditions like prolapse or connective tissue laxity may need devices, medication, or surgery. Physios must know their limits and not overpromise with therapy alone. While her book targets the general public, Hedvig explained how its illustrations are also helpful in clinical settings to help patients visualize anatomy and understand conditions. She also mentioned the pelvic floor self-check tool, currently in Dutch, which raises awareness and encourages women to talk about symptoms like incontinence, constipation, prolapse, or sexual dysfunction. The tool can be accessed via the pelvic floor platform and aims to normalize these issues. When asked about pelvic floor training during pregnancy, Hedvig strongly supported it. She debunked the myth that strong pelvic muscles make delivery harder, clarifying that the issue is often about relaxation, not strength. Pregnancy exercises build neuromuscular awareness, help manage incontinence, and prepare the body for childbirth by improving control and flexibility of the pelvic floor. Postpartum, Hedvig advised a gradual return to high-impact sports, starting with force and endurance work before moving to functional exercises. Non-specialist physios should ask about symptoms without causing fear. Some women regain muscle strength quickly but still suffer from organ support issues. In such cases, she recommends supportive devices like pastouries to help women return to sport while continuing rehab. She also emphasized the importance of assessing diastasis rectus abdominis and treating pelvic health like any sports injury, requiring milestones before returning to full activity. She detailed assessment tools for specialists like muscle strength testing and a Valsalva maneuver to guide return to sport readiness. Vaginal weights and resistance tools can motivate patients and accelerate recovery. We discussed the stat from her website that pelvic floor issues are a top reason female athletes quit sports. While awareness is growing, especially in Australia, Canada, and the US, Europe is still catching up. She noted a lingering discomfort among sports doctors who often skip chapters on urology and pelvic health, likely due to educational gaps and taboos. I asked her whether good rehab could fully prevent pelvic health issues in athletes. Hedvig was cautious, citing human anatomy's evolutionary constraints. The shift to upright posture made the pelvic floor more prone to overstretching during childbirth, especially as women give birth later and to larger babies. Rehab helps but won't eliminate all problems in every case. Turning to men, we discussed saddle pain in male cyclists. Hedvig explained it using a 3-layer model: skin and genitals, sitting bones, and pubic bone and pelvic muscles and nerves. Pain can arise from skin irritation, poor posture, or pelvic instability. Hypertonic muscles can worsen pain, and relaxation techniques are often more important than strengthening. Muscles like the obturator internus, coccygeus, and piriformis are commonly involved. Addressing the issues require posture work and relaxation-focused therapy. I shared my own experience with pelvic pain linked to an inability to relax a strong pelvic floor, which Hedvig confirmed is common. She emphasized techniques like visual feedback and ultrasound to help patients learn to relax. Since the pelvic floor is closely tied to hip and pelvic muscles, broader exercises like stretching and rotational work are essential. For non-specialist physios, Hedwig suggested basic screening questions about symptoms like incontinence, pain, and prolapse. Framing them as common and treatable can ease discomfort. A simple test is asking patients to try a basic Kegel and feeling externally for contraction and relaxation, such as at the perineum or coccyx. She discussed non-exercise interventions like supportive tampons and menstrual underwear that can help women stay active. These devices are especially useful postpartum and range from temporary wearables to medical pessaries that require professional fitting. They often address fascial support, not just muscle strength. For overactive pelvic floors, Hedwig highlighted exercises beyond visualization and stretching, recommending a focus on a broader pelvic region. Tools like dilators and pelvic wands can help with vaginismus and muscle tension. Hedwig also mentioned TCAR therapy, a radiofrequency treatment, as a warm, soothing option for decreasing muscle tension, both internally and externally. We touched on research potential in pelvic floor rehab. Hedwig sees the biggest opportunity in addressing the neurological system. Only about 30% of the pelvic floor is under conscious control. The rest is reflexive, so neuromodulation and nervous system-focused interventions are the future. As we wrapped up, I asked what she wished every physio knew. Her answer was, talk about pelvic health more. Don't make patients feel bad if they don't know something or if exercises didn't help. Education is key, but so is humility. Know when to refer out. Pelvic health isn't just about muscles. Finally, she circled back to ultrasound, advocating for its use by all pelvic health specialists. It reassures patients, helps them understand their condition, and validates their symptoms. The most common response she hears after scan is, "I'm so relieved to know this isn't just in my head." All right, this was a brief summary on podcast episode 77 on pelvic floor physiotherapy with Hedwig Niels. I hope this raised your curiosity to listen to the whole episode. If you would like to have more resources or to listen to the podcast episode in your own language, download our Physiotutors app and get access to the transcript and infographic as a premium user. As always, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.